Hey guys, so it's the 12th of March in 2025 and I'm here in a resort called St. Julian's on the island of Malta. Now today I'm going to do you a guided tour and I'm going to tell you about the costs in Malta in 2025, the prices here, what do things actually cost here in 2025, and I'm going to give you some money saving tips, ways that you can save money here and get good value for money here when you're on holidays here in Malta. It's always important to know the costs of things when you're on holiday in places, and I'm just going to launch right into it and I'm going to tell you all the costs of everything here. So the first thing I'll talk about is transport. So you're going to arrive at Malta International Airport, which is about 15 minutes drive away from St. Julian's, from Paceville, from the resort here where we are. This is actually a bay called George's Bay here. So you've got to think how to get to the resort. How are you going to get here? Well, what you need to do is choose whether you're going to hire a car, you're going to get a taxi, or you can get a bus. The bus stops at all different places on the way here, but the bus costs €3 and it's very, very good value for money. And it takes about, by bus, I think it took me just over half an hour to get here. It stopped in Sliema on the way and some nice villages, so it was kind of quite a nice journey, but the bus was very, very busy. And for €3, I'd say it's very good value for money. You can pay cash or you can pay card. What you can also do if you're going to be staying here for say 1 week or 2 weeks is you can buy a Talinja card, and that enables you for multiple travel. So you can travel as much as you like with that card. You pay one fee for 1 week or for 1 month or for 2 weeks, and you just get multiple journeys for a very, very low price. So it might save you some money if you're using the bus every day to get a Talinja card. But for €3, that's the cheapest way of getting from the airport, from Malta International Airport to St. Julian's, and Sliema the same. Sliema is also 15 minutes by car from the airport, or about half an hour by bus. So all you do when you leave the airport, you just cross the road in front of you, and it's very, very clear. It's got the names of all the buses there, and it's got the destination on the front of the bus. English is an official language here in Malta, so you can ask anybody. You can ask anybody there which bus to get, and the locals are very friendly, and they'll just tell you which bus to get on to get to your resort. You can also get a bus there to go to Marsasloc, to go to Massa Scala, to go to Valletta, which is the capital city. You can also jump on a bus there as well. So I've been using buses mostly this holiday. There's bus stops here everywhere, and the buses are very, very frequent. Public transport is incredibly good value for money here. What people don't realize about Malta is here, when you buy a bus ticket, that bus ticket is valid for 2 hours. So the great thing is that you can just have multiple journeys. I could go up to Sliema to change some money. Hello, hey, hey man, to change some money, and then I could just get the bus back, and it only cost me €2, so it was amazing. Or I could actually, I got 2 buses. One bus from Marsasloc to Valletta, and then I changed onto another bus, and I got another bus from Valletta to here to St. Julian's, and it only cost me €2, which was just incredible value for money. So the other way that you can get from the airport to here is by taxi. A taxi will cost you only about €15 if you use a taxi application. The taxis that are parked there at the airport, they're going to be very, very expensive. Street taxis can be very expensive. The taxis that they order you at the hotel here, like for example the Intercontinental Hotel, they offered to order me a taxi, and that taxi was very, very expensive, just going to Sliema. But if you use taxi applications, you need to use an application called Bolt, and there's another taxi application called Uber, and those taxi applications are very good value for money, and you'll definitely save some money by using the taxi apps. So typically a taxi from the airport to here is around about €15, but if you're lucky you can get it for €13, and if you're unlucky it can go up to 17 or 18 euros depending on the time of the day. So Uber and Bolt, it fluctuates like the stock exchange up and down, but just a little bit depending on how busy they are. If it's raining, for example, the price can go up, but that's something definitely to consider as well. And one thing to consider about coming to Malta is how much does the holiday actually cost you? Now, a holiday to Malta is very good value for money. because Malta's only 3 hours flight from England. I live in Poland and it's only 2.5 hours flight from Poland, so it's the same from Germany and Czech Republic and most of the European countries. It's very well located, and the flights are very, very cheap to get here if you go with Ryanair, or if you come here with EasyJet, for example. Flying from England, you can go EasyJet or Ryanair from airports like Liverpool, Manchester, all the London airports, all the Birmingham airports from the East Midlands as well. The majority of tourists coming here on holiday are British tourists. The second biggest majority is Italian tourists. And then I've noticed a lot of people here from Scandinavia on holiday here as well this time. And there's some tourists here from Germany. There was also some tourists here from the Baltic countries as well. I met some tourists here last time from Latvia. And a lot of the people that you see around town here, they're actually language students. This city is famous for all the different language schools like EF, and all the big famous language schools are here. So there's a lot of people, they come here for 1 year or 6 months or 3 months on an English course to learn English before starting their careers. They'll come just either before university or after university. So they're mostly aged between 18 and 25 years old, the students. And they would get discounts because they have a student card. So most places here do give student discounts. So always ask about a student discount if you have a student card, or if you're on a study program here. They do very good discounts for students. For example, one of the bars on the bar street I know does 20% discount for students. So that's something to bear in mind about your student card. Another thing to think about is all the bars here. Going in this direction, this is Paceville. So you go up the steps over in this direction, you're in an area called Paceville, and this is the area where you've got all the nightlife here, all the bars, all the nightclubs, all the entertainment, all the casinos. That's all going on. This is the party area called Paceville. Just straight ahead to the right side here, and then you just go up some steps there and you're in Paceville. Now, what you need to look for is happy hours. Malta can be expensive outside of the happy hour late at night. But if you go out in the happy hour, you get very, very good promotions. And up until 10 o'clock at night, for example, they have a promotion where you get 2 for 1 with your drinks if you get a ticket outside from the promoter. So there's some promoters there in the street, and you need to speak to those promoters, those PRs that are in the street outside, and ask them about what promotions are going on. Now, I've been told that there's a promotion at most of the bars on the steps, on the party steps, on the bar street and up above, and they're doing 2 for 1 on drinks with a ticket up until 10 o'clock at night. Now, you'll be able to use as many tickets as you want to get that 2 for 1 promotion, and then even after 10 o'clock at night, you get a double for the price of a single if you buy spirits. So basically, you're always getting a promotion, but it's better to go out before 10 o'clock at night, go out a bit earlier, and you get all the happy hours. The happy hours on cocktails go from 4 o'clock until 9 o'clock at night. So you get 2 for 1 on cocktails. So for example, if a cocktail's 15 euros, for example, at Hugo's, you're paying €7.50 for each cocktail if you go between 4 o'clock and 9 o'clock at night for the happy hours. Now, beer is kind of expensive, to be honest, for me here in Malta, because it's like €7 for a pint of beer on the bar street. So that's one thing to watch out for. Drink spirits instead of beer. Spirits are good value for money here in Malta. One place I go to called the Native Bar is €4.50 for a whiskey coke, and they give me a double for the price of a single. And before 10 o'clock, they're giving me 2 for 1. So the Native Bar is very good value for money. And there's other bars near to it that do a similar promotion, like the Nordic Bar and Tokyo Bar. The party's really good down there, so you have a good time. But yeah, generally beer is one of the more expensive drinks here in Malta. There's some pubs like the Cork Irish pub, they do a pint of beer for €4.50. That's quite good value for money. The Long Haul Irish pub, they do a pint of beer for €5. The Nordic Bar, they do a pint of beer for €7. Hugo's pub, they do a pint of beer for €7 on the tap, like Chisk. Chisk is the local Maltese beer that you should try when you come here. It is a good beer. Also, other prices of other pubs here, let me think. In the nightclub, it was also €7 for a pint of beer as well in the nightclub. and a bottle of wine was between 20 and 25 euros in different places that I went to. A spirit and mixer was priced between 4.5 euros and 8 euros, depending on which bar that I went to, which club I went to. So always compare the prices, always check the menu before you go into any bar or any restaurant here, because the prices can totally vary from place to place. One place can be good value. I know some nice little pubs like the Ice Bar, where you can get a beer for 2.5 euros, for example, just down one of the back streets there in Paceville. And I know another pub where it's 3.5 euros for a pint of beer in a can, called Bellini Bar. So that's good fun as well. All the students go in there, really good fun in Bellini Bar as well. There's Hugo's Terrace straight ahead. Really, really good atmosphere, really, really good music and cocktails, very high quality cocktails, but it is expensive. That's for wealthy business people to go in there, and it's catering for the high end of the market, Hugo's Terrace, really. But it's a nice place. Hugo's is a very powerful business here in Malta. And Hugo's, I mean, they have Hugo's Hotel in the background behind me. That's where I stay, Hugo's Hotel there. It's a 5-star hotel with a spa underneath. Very modern hotel, nice balconies with a sea view. It's a very good place to stay. And one thing to consider as well is when you come over here to Malta, consider coming here in the low season in the winter, in January, February. I come over most years in November over here. It's a really good month in November. You can get it 18 degrees and sunny in November time. Malta is always sunny because it's the southernmost island in Europe. So Malta is always sunny. You can come here and you get some sun at the end of February, or in March time, you get some sun. Like right now, it was 22 degrees a couple of days ago. Yesterday, like 20 degrees. Very, very nice weather here in the low season. So in the low season, you can get bargains like this 5-star hotel here, Hugo's Hotel with a rooftop pool. It's like £60 a night in the low season if you get a good deal. Some people pay £80 a night, but you can get a very good deal. You need to go on a hotel comparison site called Kayak, and that compares the prices of all the different hotels, and you'll get a bargain on Kayak. Or you need to go on to Travel Supermarket or Hotels Combined, and those sites compare all the different hotel websites to get you the best bargain. If you want a cheaper hotel, good value for money, very basic accommodation, but they have a pool and very friendly staff, stay in the Beach Garden Hotel here. I stay there most of the times when I come here. I really like the Beach Garden Hotel. It's a very good location on George's Bay, and you can get a room there for around £30 a night in the low season, going up until April time, going right through the winter. You'll definitely get a room there for £30 or less per night. If you book a longer stay, you might get a discount as well from the hotel. There's also hostels that you can stay at. Marco Polo Backpackers Hostel's about £10 a night if you're on a budget as well. There's other cheaper accommodation like Paceville Apartments. Paceville Apartments, for example, is around £25 a night. You can fit 2 or 3 people in there. That's on the bar street. It is very noisy on the party street, in the party strip, on the party area. So, you know, it is a bit noisy, but you can stay there cheaply. There are budget options where you can stay here in Malta as well. So the best hotels in Malta, there's posh hotels like the 5-star hotels here. They've got exceptional standard of hotels here, really the best hotels I've seen anywhere. Like the Radisson Blu Hotel is unbelievable. The Cavalieri Hotel on Spinola Bay is unbelievable quality. There are so many good hotels to stay in here in Malta. There's hotels like the Hilton Hotel as well. Hilton Hotel, I know some people from Liverpool I met the other day, they're staying at the Hilton Hotel, very luxurious indeed, on the Porto Masso Marina. But those restaurants are very, very expensive on the Porto Masso Marina. One thing I will tell you about is restaurants here in Malta are very, very expensive. A steak in a restaurant here in Malta is between 40 and 50 euros, for example. A pasta dish can be about 18 euros here in Malta. A pizza, 15, 20 euros. A main dish like chicken or something is about 20 euros. But chicken is very, very cheap here from the supermarket. There's loads and loads of chickens all over Malta. And Malta is one of the best countries in the world in terms of the quality of chicken. And chicken is very good value for money here in Malta. So if you want to buy things and you've got, maybe you're staying in an Airbnb as well, you want to go to the supermarket sometimes, have a think about going to a supermarket called Welby's. Welby's is my favorite supermarket here. It's very, very good value for money in terms of competing against the other supermarkets here in Malta. And at Welby's, they have a bistro counter. And at the bistro counter there, you can get all types of food there, like lasagna, pasta, Asian food. They had an Indian curry the other day, and you can eat dinner for between €6 and €8 from Welby's Bistro. So that's the best value for money to eat your dinner. Another place that is good value for money to actually eat your dinner is go to the native bar, but go to the happy hour. Just go there between 6 o'clock and 7:30 at night at the native bar for the happy hour, and you get 50% discount on all the food. So you can have chicken wings, you can have potato skins filled with cheese and bacon. I have the calamari, a cone of calamari. It's a great big cone of calamari for €6 after the discount. So the native bar is it's a Latino bar on the bar street, on the party steps, and that's very good value for money during the happy hour for dinner. Now, one thing that's also good value for money here is an English breakfast. English breakfast varies in price in all different places in Malta, but the cheapest place for English breakfast is called Black Ink. And Black Ink is near to the top of the Bar Street area in the heart of Paceville, and it costs you €5 for a full English breakfast. There's another one called Tex-Mex, that's €9 for an English breakfast. You've got the Long Haul Irish pub, and it's about €6.50 for an English breakfast last time I checked in the Long Haul. So do compare prices, because the English breakfast, it varies from place to place. There's another place in the Bay Street Shopping Centre, just to the left side there, Bay Street Shopping, and they do an English breakfast for €10, and you get a Coca-Cola or a soft drink included in the price. So always compare prices, always check the menu before you go in. Some places here can be very, very expensive if you don't check the prices. Generally, restaurants are expensive in Malta. I find it expensive in Malta for restaurants. So now the fish is very, very high quality here in Malta. But what you need to do is you need to travel to a fishing destination called Marsa Shlock. Now, I've got videos on my channel from last Sunday from the fish market at Marsa Shlock. And so if you subscribe to my channel at Travel with Col, with a C-O-L, and you will see my guided tours from Marsa Shlock, the most beautiful town in Malta, on my channel. And guys, please give likes as well when you watch these videos, because it does help the channel when you give likes as well. But the best seafood in Malta is in Marsa Shlock. Up there, you've got the halls of residence from the EF language school there. You've got these language schools here just like everywhere. There's so many students here all over town. There's so many people here from so many different countries. So it's an interesting place to be on holiday, actually. You can meet people here from all over the world. There's lots of people here from Colombia. There's a lot of people from Argentina. There's a lot of people from Nepal, from Pakistan. A lot of people from India here. There's lots and lots of British people here. The only thing to watch out for here in Malta is the smoking, because I'm asthmatic, for example, and I've been coughing a lot this holiday. Everybody smokes here in Malta. Maltese people do love to smoke, and that's my only criticism of here in Malta. Even inside in some of the nightclubs and the bars, they're actually smoking inside the bars. So that is something to be aware of here in Malta. Now, up the road here on the right side and on the left side, you've got some small convenience stores. Now watch out for them, because they are double or triple the price of a normal supermarket. So when you go to Welby's supermarket, for example, you buy a water. Just an easy example, a water is 67 centimo. But when you go to the convenience stores up the road here, the small convenience stores, mini supermarkets, it costs €2 for one water. So that's a huge price difference. Like, for example, the Walker's crisps were very, very expensive here in the supermarkets compared to in the UK. And I do find the supermarkets here much more expensive than what you pay back home in the UK. In terms of buying cigarettes here, cigarettes are very, very cheap here. they're €6 for a pack of 20 cigarettes, just in case you're thinking of bringing some home. Britain is no longer European Union, so you're only allowed to take 200 cigarettes home with you legally to Britain. But you can take one cigar with you as well, and you can take one bottle of spirits with you, because the rules have changed now. Now we've left the European Union, you can no longer take as many cigarettes and spirits as you want. There are limitations in place, so do be aware. So the currency here in Malta is the euro. So people here are using the euro. And one thing to think about is getting a currency exchange card before you come here. I recommend Sterling Bank card as the best card for 2025. It gives you very, very good value for money with no fees at all for changing your money. I'd also recommend you getting a card maybe with Revolut. Revolut is also similar to Sterling Bank card, but not quite as good maybe. And I also recommend you another card called Monzo, and they have no currency exchange fees at all on there when you're changing your money. So always look for promotions like this. Like there's a 10% discount promotion there in the window. Just always look out for these promos. So nightclubs here in Malta are free entry. Just behind me here, where I'm going to take you now, that's the main nightclub area with all the clubs and the party bars and everything like that. You do get like basically people coming to you in the street and giving you tickets, and those tickets will get you free entry into the nightclubs here in Malta. So if you want nightlife in Malta, you need to be in an area called Paceville in St. Julian's. It's on the north side of Malta. Now, what's actually expensive here in Malta? Let's have a think. So things like if you're buying mobile phones like Apple and that type of thing, and the famous brands, they're more expensive here than what you pay in the UK. When you buy things like, you've got Bay Street Shopping Complex just straight ahead, you go up those steps or down the steps there straight ahead, and that's an area called Bay Street Shopping. And over there, the shops are expensive. In Malta, the designer names are much more expensive than in the UK. In the UK, we have shops like TK Maxx, and we can buy our Polo t-shirts, our Ralph Lauren Polo t-shirts, Hugo Boss, and etc. And we can buy them for very good value for money. But here in Malta, I mean, it is much more expensive here in Malta to buy designer clothing than what you buy in the UK. I've seen watches that I bought, for example, in the UK for less than half the price that they are here. So some things like that are kind of expensive in Malta. On the roads in Malta, there are too many cars. There's loads and loads of cars here all over the roads. There are too many cars here in Malta. Parking can be kind of expensive to park here in St. Julian's as well. So be aware that, you know, you're down here in St. Julian's, you will have to pay quite high parking fees. And when you rent the car at the airport as well, remember that you do have to pay a tax when you bring that back. When you return the car, you have to pay a tax. I think it's €25 of tax that you pay when you return your car. So if you're staying for 2 or 3 days, it's not worth hiring a car. I recommend that you just actually get a taxi, get an Uber or a Bolt taxi to get to your hotel. It's not worth hiring a car unless you go on a car comparison site. If you go on a comparison site, then they compare and they will get you a good deal on your car. But there's 6 car rental places inside the airport, and they do tend to be expensive. So you go straight ahead down this street here, you get to the casino. You do have to register to be a member of the casino before you can gamble and go into that casino, by the way, guys. So in terms of the washing your clothes, it tends to be very, very expensive to use the laundrettes here. It cost me €20 just to wash my clothes here. I could only find one laundrette here in St. Julian's. So maybe, you know, if you're staying somewhere, have a think about an Airbnb or an apartment maybe, just because maybe if you're staying for 2-3 weeks, you need to wash your clothes. And it's very, very expensive to wash your clothes here in that St. Julian's area of Malta. There is also a laundrette in Sliema. Sliema is a beautiful town on the coastline. Definitely worth a trip to Sliema. And you'll see all the boats on the front in Sliema. A lot of the locals live in Sliema because it's a little bit cheaper to live in than living here in St. Julian's. Here's the Tokyo bar on the left side there. So you see the promoters outside giving tickets, standing just here. They stand just here at night time. That's where you get your 2-for-1s. This is the native bar where I recommended before for the happy hour on food from 6 o'clock till 7:30. That's the happy hour on food. And they have a happy hour 2-for-1 on drinks every day between certain times as well. So just ask them when you first arrive, go to the native bar, ask them what time is the happy hour. I believe it will be from about 5 o'clock until 9 o'clock every day or something like that. So this area starts to get busy about 4 o'clock, and it's absolutely packed full of people. Here's the Nordic bar. Look on the board to see the promotion. 20% off food and drinks on presentation of your student card. So that's what I mentioned before. Look for student discounts. They've got tickets outside, and with the tickets outside, they will give you 2-for-1 promotion at the Nordic bar until 10 o'clock at night. And after 10 o'clock at night, you will get a double for the price of a single at the Nordic bar. There's the Hugo's Lounge on the left side. And the right side, we've got a new bar called the Social Fun Bar. And that actually opened in October last year. And they have drinking games, they have spin the wheel. Oh, they have beer pong. 10 cups for 50 euro for 10 cups on the beer pong. So it's good fun in there as well. That's also owned by Hugo's, I think, as well. On the left side, we have the Pasha shop, like Pasha Ibiza, and you can buy all the Pasha t-shirts and souvenirs there. You also have Hive Nightclub, which is just there. Hive Nightclubs gets very, very busy at the weekends. I think it's only open at the weekends, Hive Nightclub. On the left side, you have Pasha Nightclub, and you have the student accommodation there and the business school just left down the road there. And on this street here, you have all the nightclubs as well. So on the right side, you have Havana, which is a very famous nightclub. It's been open for years and years and years and years. It's got about 3 floors, and that's one of the most popular nightclubs in town, Havana. You've got Footloose, which is a really popular student club next door. They have very good nights there on a Monday and a Wednesday. Absolutely packed on a Monday and a Wednesday there in Footloose. You actually get 1 free drink as well when you enter Footloose. Just trying to show you as much as possible. And here on the left side, we're coming up to the Irish pub here called the Long Haul. Hey man, see it just there on the left side, that's the Long Haul Irish pub. So the Long Haul also has a happy hour every day from 4 o'clock until 9 o'clock, I think it is, or 5 until 9, and you get 2-for-1 on your spirits. And that's one of the best Irish pubs in town. That's a really good place to watch the football there in the Long Haul. So guys, thank you very much for watching my guided tour today. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Travel with Col, and that's Col with a C-O-L. And guys, please remember to give me some likes on there, and please give me some comments because it does help the channel. Thanks a lot guys, cheers, bye-bye.